ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಈಚ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಈಗ ಆಯ್ದುಕೊಂಡಂಥ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಚೂಸ್ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ. ದ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಅ ಮೆಟಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, acid is. Okay, the gas released when a metal reacts with a water. Metal reacts with a water acid is ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ವೆನ್ zinc reacts with acid, water acid means it's what concentrated acid or a dilute, okay, whichever you have to take. Then what it gives zinc sulfate with the liberation of hydrogen gas. That's why right answer is which one? Hydrogen. Option third is the right answer. Sharath heated turnings of a copper in air and observation he noticed is what? ಅವನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ? ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್. ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಪರ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಶರತ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಪರ್ ಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಹೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಯಾಕೆ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿರ್ತಾವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ they reacted whatever in atmosphere oxygen is there, with help of that they turned into black color. Next, amphoteric oxides among the following are. Amphoteric oxides among the following are, okay, the oxides which acts as acid also, which acts as a base also. Okay, but what they reacts with the acid also, they reacts with the base also, and they give a product. As a product, what salt and water, those are called as amphoteric oxides. Then right answer aluminum oxide and zinc oxides are amphoteric oxides because what they behave as acidic also, they behave as a basic also. The metals which do not react with the cold and hot water. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಮ್ ಆರ್ ಹೈಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ದೇ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಅ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಹಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಏನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಾಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎರಡೂದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದು ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಟ್ಯಾಷಿಯಮ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ silver and gold. Okay, these metals do not react with the cold and hot waters because potassium reacts, sodium reacts, iron also reacts, zinc reacts, calcium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, these all reacts with the hot and cold water. But king of metals whatever are there, silver, gold and platinum, these not react with the hot and cold waters. Their reactivity is very low. Which of the following reaction represents the reaction between aluminum and dilute hydrochloric acid? Okay, and then what aluminum reacts with hydrochloric acid. What it gives? It gives aluminum chloride, AlCl3. See, this is also wrong formula, this is also wrong formula, this is also wrong formula. Means with the help of remaining options, if we see the molecular formula, then only we can easily find out. There is no need of consider the chemical equation. It's a very easy. Okay, hydrochloric acid reacts with aluminum. What it gives? It gives aluminum chloride and hydrogen gas is liberated. Observe the following chemical equations and identify the correct statement. Here, zinc is a highly reactive element, copper is a low reactive element. Zinc displaces copper, and what it gives? It gives zinc sulfate, and in a displaced form, which one is there? Copper. Then silver nitrate reacts with the copper. Okay, copper is a highly reactive than silver. That's why what it gives? It gives a copper nitrate with a separating what? Silver. Then copper is a more reactive than zinc and silver. We already observed. Zinc is less reactive than copper. Zinc is less reactive than copper and silver. silver. Okay, second option is there. Third version, copper is more reactive than silver and less reactive than zinc. It's a right statement, because if we see the first option, copper is a more reactive than zinc and silver. Okay, it's not possible, because if it is possible, the displacement reaction will not occur. That's a first on wrong. Zinc is less reactive than copper. It's also wrong. Then copper is more reactive than silver, and more reactive than copper is more reactive than silver, but less reactive than zinc. Okay, option C is the right answer. Option C is the right answer. Silver is more reactive than copper and zinc. Silver is a low reactive element. Correct increasing order of a reactivity series. Correct increasing order of a reactivity series. Okay. See, increasing order, if they asked, means very less reactive element will come first. That's what in bottom. Which one? Low reactive elements are uh, copper, mercury, hydrogen, then silver, gold, and platinum. These are what less reactive elements. That's the first one comes. Which one? Mercury. Compared to mercury, zinc is highly reactive. Compared to zinc, calcium is highly reactive. That's why option D is the right answer. Option D is a what? Right answer. Then next question. Electronic configuration of element P is 2 1 and element Q is 287. Then the type of a bond formed between these two elements. See, P electronic configuration is 2 and 1. In first orbit, 2 electrons are there, and in second orbit, how many electrons are there? 1 electron is there. And whatever this is a P, then whatever Q is there, that elements in first orbit, what electrons are there. In second orbit, 8 electrons are there. 8 electrons are there. And third orbit, 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Then here in what outermost orbit, 1 electron is free in where P element, because it is a metal. What metals, they have a property to donate electrons, and non-metals, what they have a property to accept electrons. That's why here what happens, which bond is by what giving and taking of electrons, whatever the bond is formed, that's called as a ionic bond, or what the bond is formed because of a exchange of ions, it is called as a ionic bond. That's why in P and Q case, okay, P is a boron and Q is a chlorine, boron chloride, it's a answer. That's why it's ionic bond. Next, which of the following oxide is are soluble in water to form alkalis? Okay, which are those? Those are what? Sodium oxide. Okay, they dissociate in water, they are dissolved in water. And another one is which one? Third one, potassium oxide. Na2O and K2O. These are what? These are what? Soluble in water to form alkalis. That's why option A is the right answer. The liquid used by goldsmith to melt gold, what a mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid in the ratio what? 3 is to 1. Hydrochloric acid is what? 3%, what we call a 3 part, and 1 part is a which one? Sulfuric acid. That's why they what? Which one? 3 is to 1 ratio. Next, in experiment, the color of a copper sulfate changes. Okay, which experiment? It's a maybe rusting of iron experiment is there. We took a one test tube. In that test tube, we took a blue colored copper sulfate solution. In that blue color copper sulfate solution, we keep a very small nail and closing the lid. After a long time, what happens? The iron nail turns what changed its color. Which color it changed? It changed pale green. The nails color changed into which color? Pale green. Then study the diagram even and identify the gas X is formed in the reaction. X is formed in the where? Reaction. Okay, they asked one diagram with applicable one question. This is a stand, this is a glass wool soaked in water, this is a what material, sample, stand, cork, delivery tube, water, stand. These are what important parts of a what liberation of a hydrogen gas when metal reacts with a acid. Then hydrogen while burning candle produces a pop sound. Hydrogen while burning a candle produces which sound? Pop sound. Then observe the diagram and reason out for the conduction of electricity in salt solution, not in sugar solution. Okay, why? Because in sugar solution there is no formation of ions or there is no dissociation. That's why conduction of electricity not occurs in where? Sugar solution, but conduction of electricity occurs in where? Salt water solution. How means what? If you see the circuits, two graphites, one cathode, another one anode, they are connected to bulb, battery, plug, key, and they are also connected to which one? Beaker. Okay, in that beaker salt solution is there. In salt solution, what dissociated ions are there? Those dissociated ions helpful to carry charge carrying current. They carry charge carrying current. Next, okay, salt water have a free ions. Why they are good conductor of electricity? Because salt water have a free ions. Now we are going to discuss about one mark questions. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಅಂಕದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಲುಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಲುಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗ್ರಾಫೈಟ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್? ಲುಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ನಾನ್ metals. Next, a metal which melts easily on palm. Okay, which metal what easily melts on palm? It's a gallium and cesium. Gallium and cesium. Then C, a metal which is poor conductor of electricity. A metal which is a poor conductor of electricity is a what? First one example lead, another one example mercury. That's why first finished, second finished, third finished. Then now D, metal and non-metal which exist as a liquid at room temperature. Okay, mercury is a liquid at in where metals it's liquid in state. Bromine is a non-metal, it is also in liquid in state. Then next option E, best conductor of heat. Best conductor of heat, which one? Best conductor of heat, silver and copper. Then metals which are soft that can be cut with a knife. Okay, metals which are soft that can be cut with knife. Those are what? Lithium, sodium, and potassium. These are called as a alkali elements. Alkali elements. Then next second question. Next, which one? Second question. Study the following chemical reactions. Okay, iron reacts with the copper sulfate, it gives iron sulfate with displacing copper. In another reaction, silver nitrate reacts with the copper, and what it gives? It gives a copper nitrate plus silver. Okay, these are the some reactions. There is no in first reaction there is no need to balance equation, but in second reaction there is a need of a balancing chemical equation. If you want to balance, go to my playlist and watch about chemical equations and reactions. In that playlist I kept how to easily balance the chemical reactions. Next, the metal present in the reaction can be written in increasing order of reactivity. How? Silver. Silver is a less reactive compared to silver. Copper is slightly reactive compared to copper. Compared to copper, iron is a more reactive. That's why they asked ascending order. Ascending order means least to highest reactivity. Least which one? Silver then copper to iron. What are amphoteric oxides? Metal oxides that reacts with both acid as well as base. to produce a water and salt known as amphoteric oxides. Define reactivity series. Define reactivity series. Arrange the following metals in the increasing order of their reactivity, which are these: copper, zinc, aluminium, and iron. The reactivity series of metals in which metals are arranged in decreasing order of the reactivity. Decreasing order of the reactivity: copper, iron, then zinc, aluminium. Name the metals which occur in free state which do not react with air, water, and dilute acids. What are those metals? Those are gold and platinum. Arrange the following metals in the descending order of reactivity: sodium, potassium, copper, and silver. Okay, and see then what descending order: copper is a highly reactive compared to copper, sodium is less reactive compared to sodium, copper is a less reactive compared to copper, silver is a less reactive. Name the metals which do not react with the water. Okay, directly they do not react with the water. What are those? Those are lead, copper, silver, gold. Metals do not react with the water at all. Okay, name two metals that can displace hydrogen violently and what metals that can displace hydrogen from dilute acids. Sodium and potassium reacts what violently with dilute minerals, adds acids displace hydrogen from them. Copper and mercury can't displace hydrogen from dilute acids because copper and mercury are less reactive compared to hydrogen. Name two metals reacts with a dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. Okay, when dilute nitric acid reacts with a magnesium and manganese, they liberate a hydrogen gas. Write the balanced chemical reaction takes place when aluminum reacts with hydrochloric acid. Okay, hydrochloric acid reacts with aluminum. What it gives? It gives aluminum chloride with liberation of a hydrogen gas. What is the nature of sodium oxide? Write a balanced equation when it is dissolved in water. Okay, alkali are what? Basic oxides. What are those? Sodium oxide reacts with water, it gives a sodium hydroxide. Then iron oxide reacts with aluminum, it gives iron oxide with aluminum oxide with the separation of iron. It's a displacement reaction. The next, copper sulfate reacts with the iron. It turns into iron sulfate with giving of a copper. Then silver nitrate reacts with the copper. Copper is a highly reactive than silver. That's why what it gives? It gives a copper nitrate with gold. With gold here, gold is what silver is separated. Next, observe the above chemical equation and rearrange the metals in reaction in their increasing order of reactivity. They asked here. See, aluminium is highly reactive. Compared to aluminium, iron is less reactive. Compared to iron, copper is less reactive. Compared to copper, silver is less reactive. That's why it is better to keep connection with aluminium, normal aluminium. Does a chemical reaction takes place when zinc is added to the ferrous sulfate solution? Justify the answer. Yes, zinc is more reactive than iron. Zinc displaces iron. Zinc displaces iron with giving a zinc sulfate and iron. Okay, in next clip, it's lengthy clip. In next clip we are going to discuss about 2 mark questions. Thank you so much.